Looking for the cheapest countries to visit in 2024? Join us on a journey where your dollar stretches the furthest. Discover breathtaking destinations like Uzbekistan, Albania, and Indonesia, where you can experience rich cultures, delicious cuisine, and stunning landscapes without breaking the bank. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime while saving big on your travel budget. Let's explore the world together. When organizing a vacation, there are a lot of things to take into account, such as where to locate inexpensive travel destinations, how safe the place is, and accommodation possibilities. Whether we like it or not, though, one factor affects our travel choices more than all others: money. The cost of all those resort fees, airline tickets, and amazing meals adds up rapidly, so ultimately, we should give priority to the locations where our money may be spent the most. Using the current currency rates, we conducted some research to determine which countries have the greatest purchasing power for the US dollar. While those rates are subject to change at any time due to the unstable nature of the global economy, some locations have historically provided better value for our money. And with any luck, that pattern should continue well into 2024. Uzbekistan. One of the most interesting and reasonably priced tourist destinations in Central Asia is Uzbekistan, which is still seeing growth in the international travel sector. You may explore the many beautiful mosques and brutalist monuments in the big cities for free, and you'll struggle to find dinner at a restaurant that costs more than $5. Even the Hyatt Regency Tashkent offers overnight prices around $170, albeit there aren't many brand-name hotels currently. Albania. Compared to other European nations, Albania is far less expensive. Additionally, it's still somewhat of a secret when it comes to tourism, so you still have time to go before the masses arrive. The cuisine is one of the most alluring factors in trip planning. Imagine tables laden with fruit juice bottles, sea bass that has been blackened, meat that has been perfumed with rosemary, and tart mountain cheeses. Spend as little as $70 on doubles at the restaurant-turned-hotel Agrotrizem Japali in Tirana, which offers views of the river. Indonesia. Even with the surge of tourists following Eat, Pray, Love, Indonesia is still a reasonably priced destination for travel. Though millions of tourists swarm to Bali, where resort rates soar in reaction, you may have a far more affordable and tranquil vacation on the islands of Sumba and Lombok. Not to be overlooked is Jakarta, where spending a few US dollars on sloppy noodles and nasi goreng gila from improvised street booths may be a satisfying way to spend a day. The Gambia. The Gambia may be the smallest nation in continental Africa, but you would be foolish to ignore it. The incredibly cheap country has long been popular with nature aficionados, but it's also beginning to gain popularity as a gourmet destination and a stopover for opulent cruise ships. Nepal. All things considered, Nepal is among the least expensive nations to visit, although at the moment, the value of the US dollar is very high there. Although most people only think of Nepal when they think of Mount Everest, the small country has a lot more to offer than just treks for adventure seekers. At first glance, Kathmandu may seem overwhelming, but with some exploration, you may find some fantastic hotels and museums. Although they are both nearby in the Kathmandu Valley, Bhaktapur and Patan are somewhat more sedate yet just as culturally rich. North Macedonia. North Macedonia continues to be one of the most incredibly underappreciated and thus inexpensive countries in Europe, maybe because the coastal nations receive all the attention. The landlocked country is a hidden gem for insiders, particularly if you visit the quaint city of Ohrid. With the bonus of being situated directly on the banks of the breathtakingly beautiful and biologically diverse Lake Ohrid, it boasts all the charming churches and cobblestone streets one would expect from a European town. Serbia. Though significantly less expensive than, say, Paris or Berlin, at least for the time being, Belgrade is nevertheless one of Europe's most fascinating cultural hotspots. Finding motels for less than $100 is not too difficult, but since you plan to spend the entire evening dancing in different clubs throughout the city, lodging isn't really that necessary. However, you should get some sleep so that you can see Belgrade's various museums and modern art installations, many of which have only recently opened. India. Though flying to India has always been inexpensive, the country is even more so now that there are 83 rupees for every US dollar. There are hundreds of options to choose from, ranging from boutique hotels at $60 per night to upscale Oberoi and Six Senses outlets. But if you don't spend the whole time holed up in your resort, you can make plenty of inexpensive trips to nearby sites and eat at neighborhood eateries. Malaysia. In Malaysia, you may get by with a small amount of cash, particularly if you eat a lot of street food and take walks through cities like Kuala Lumpur. The nation's immaculate beaches, limestone caves, and some of the most exquisite tea estates may all be seen for a nominal fee or even for free. However, if you're prepared to spend a lot of money, we strongly advise checking into the Datai Langkawi. It's pricey, but well worth it. Egypt. Traveling to Egypt in the pharaoh's footsteps seems pricey, but this year has seen a sharp increase in the value of the Egyptian pound, making it more inexpensive than ever to see the pyramids, cruise the Nile, and explore Cairo. We can't wait to explore some of the more recent openings, including the beach villas at Four Seasons Hotel Alexandria and the St. Regis Cairo. It also appears that the Grand Egyptian Museum's official opening, which we have been eagerly anticipating for years, may finally take place in 2024, Madagascar. For your next tropical island getaway, consider less expensive Madagascar, an Indian Ocean jewel replete with stunning rainforests and lemur-filled national parks, instead of pricier, more well-known destinations like the Maldives and Bora Bora. When Namaroka Tsingy Exploration Camp, expected to open in mid-2024, opens, you should organize your vacation around it. The camp will include 7 opulent safari tents inside the largely unexplored Namaroka National Park. Alternatively, consider including a stopover at the island nation in your cruise itinerary. Several luxury cruise companies, including Silversea, Lindblad, Swan Hellenic, and Seabourn, have included the nation as a port of call on their newest itineraries. Philippines. We constantly have fantasies about visiting other islands in the Philippines. Given that they are among the most breathtaking locations on Earth, it is difficult to comprehend how economically accessible destinations like Palawan and Siargao are. We don't even need an excuse to make travel plans right now. Even 5-star resorts like Shangri-La Boracay can be secured for less than $350 per night. Costa Rica. Although it has somewhat declined recently, the Costa Rican colon is still advantageous for visitors from the US. The biggest feature of the nation, its breathtaking natural surroundings, is also mostly free to enjoy. Costa Rica is one of the greatest places in the world for outdoor adventure, offering everything from trekking through the tropical cloud forests in the Alajuela Mountains to surfing off the coast of the Papagayo Peninsula. In addition, the accommodations are excellent. Sri Lanka. Over the previous few decades, the Sri Lankan rupee has gradually been more and more advantageous, but it took off a few years ago. A dollar was converted to 200 SLR in February 2022, and look where we are now. We can't wait to experience this amazing island nation, which offers 200 miles of hiking trails, golden beaches, Buddhist monasteries, and lush tea plantations all in one amazing vacation. South Africa. Although there has been significant volatility in the South African rand's value over the past few years, we're generally satisfied with its current position. For comparison, 10 years ago, $1 only bought you 8.57 ZAR. Spend your money wisely on the 21-course tasting menu at Cape Town's Test Kitchen before venturing into the wilderness to stay at Singita Castleton Lodge in the Sabi Sand Game Reserve. Brazil. Brazil is a terrific destination to visit if you don't want to go over budget, much like most of South America, but you can get even greater value than normal because $1 buys you almost 5 Brazilian reals. The best spot to spend time and money is undoubtedly Rio de Janeiro, since it boasts amazing restaurants like Lasai, which won the 2023 Hot List, conveniently located near some of the best beaches on Earth. Don't forget to visit Sao Paulo too, as a younger generation has revitalized long-neglected areas with chic galleries, museums, and bars. Vietnam. While several Southeast Asian nations are now offering excellent value for dollar travelers, we strongly suggest visiting Vietnam, mostly for its breathtaking natural beauty, but also partly due to its consistently rising exchange rate. Though Hanoi is undoubtedly the most romantic city in the area, On your next visit, don't be scared to stray off the usual path. You won't find the immaculate beaches and small resorts of places like Ninh Bay and Phu Quoc Island in the more popular tourist destinations. Mongolia. We have long been admirers of Mongolia because of its seemingly endless stretches, its adventure camps, and the fact that a day's trip here can cost as little as $75, including lodging. The nation is planning to introduce its first-ever direct flight to the U.S. and grant visa-free travel to dozens of nations in an effort to entice even more tourists inside its borders by 2024. A women-only retreat in Orkhon Valley, a 3-day archery training session, and a digital nomad week are just some of the unusual cultural activities local operator Brianna Wilson is adding to her 2024 trips. Mexico. Mexico is always one of our top picks for low-cost travel destinations. The modern restaurant scene in Mexico City is the only thing that rivals the city's street food culture for spending most of your money on food. However, be sure to budget some money to see all of the city's cultural attractions, beginning with the well-known Museo Jumex. If you're willing to travel a bit further, consider visiting Jalisco to witness the production of tequila firsthand or Isla Holbox for a tranquil beach setting. As we conclude our exploration of the cheapest countries to visit in 2024, we invite you to subscribe to our channel for more travel tips, destination guides, and budget-friendly adventures. Stay tuned for exciting updates and join us on our quest to uncover the best value destinations around the globe. Don't miss out on the opportunity to make unforgettable memories while saving money on your next vacation. Subscribe now, and let's embark on new journeys together.